Okay, what's up, guys? Optibotimus here, or some of you more close friends might know me as Paul. I was asked several times in my recent video review of a Henkei Ramjet, if I should do the Sean Long video that Callow Prime and Vangelis and a whole bunch of other people did, and it's getting inside a mind of a collector. And I don't usually do these, but some people wanted me to, so I figured, what the hell, might as well give her a try. Uh, First question, there's a couple questions here. Now, I'm going to just do the best I can, whatever. Why do you collect? Well, I started when I was young. I'm 29 years old now. I grew up with Transformers. Transformers were around, like the middle part of the 80s, and I was like 7, 8 years old, something like that, when Transformers were around. So I really enjoyed them. There wasn't, I was big into a lot of stuff, G.I. Joe, He-Man, things like that in the 80s that I was a big fan of. I really liked them. But Transformers, just something about them, just robots that could change, I suppose. It was really fascinating to me, and I really enjoyed it. So I sadly come from a family who didn't have a lot of money when I was growing up. My parents did a terrific job. I love them both dearly, and I would not be the person I am today without them. So Mom and Dad, God rest his soul, thank you. But I didn't really collect back then. I had toys. A lot of the Transformers I got were from like flea markets or garage sales or things like that. I remember one time seeing at a flea market a G1 Omega Supreme, and it was in a box. I don't know if it was complete or what. It was just all in pieces, and it was all thrown in there, and I really wanted to get it, but it was, I think, like $15. And our parents, whenever we would go there, it was every Saturday. The flea market was. We would go there every Saturday, and my dad would always give my sister and I $10 that we could spend on anything that we wanted, and it was 15. So I was like, God damn it! So I saved $10, waited till the next week, and I went there, and because I'd get another $10 from my dad, and unfortunately, I was screwed. There was no more Omega Supreme. Now, some of you guys have seen my Skylinks video review, which I have taken down from YouTube, but I will probably put it back up. It's an older review of mine before my camera was fixed, and that video is very special to me because when I was young, I really liked Skylinks too, and I wanted the toys, and I found a box for a G1 Skylinks in a garbage, and I played with that box. I took that box out of the garbage and I played with it. It was in a dumpster in the back of an alley somewhere, and I played with it. So why do I collect? I collect now thanks to the movie, and it is only because of the movie. I lost touch with Transformers, and I kind of grew out of it. I always kind of looked at them in stores and like, geez, they're really doing some crazy stuff with these things nowadays. But because a lot of times I would look at, there'd be like Armada and Energon, and I could never stand that. And I saw them on TV a few times, and it annoyed me. But when I found out about the movie, I'm like, oh wow, sweet. So I started getting into it again, and the very first Transformer that I rebought, and it's probably one of the first new ones. I can't tell you what my first Transformer was. I don't know. But the first one from my re-energized interest in it was movie Ironhide, and it was fantastic. I loved it. It's still one of my favorites to this day. And I just got into it again, and the more I kind of started watching more reviews and things like that, and I started watching the cartoons again. And then Transformers Animated came out, and I got more involved in it, and it's the way I am right now. So that's why I collect. And the biggest reason why I collect is because I couldn't afford this stuff when I was younger. My parents couldn't afford it. And now I can. And it's really exciting for me, and I'm very happy. That's why when the Encore edition of Skylinks came out, I had it pre-ordered from the beginning. I knew I needed to have that. And that is still the only box I have of all my Transformers. I've only kept that box. So why do I collect? I collect because now I can. I enjoy it. It is a hobby of mine. My girlfriend hates it, but it's really something that's fun for me, and I really enjoy it. Hope that answers the question. The next one is, do I collect to play or decorate? I don't play in terms of, I don't remember who said it. I don't have epic battles with them. When I was younger, I used to. My friend would be the Decepticons, I'd be the Autobots, and we'd sit out there in our backyard and we'd play. And we'd build little fortresses in our backyard, because I had a big backyard, and he'd be on one end of it and I'd be on the other, and we'd sit there and we'd play, and then all of a sudden I'd see him come over me, and I'm like, oh my god, we're under attack by the Decepticons! And it was just really fun. But so I don't play with them per se now. I do transform them every now and then. A lot of times I find myself doing it at night when I go in. I stay up later than my girlfriend does. She teaches, as a lot of you guys know, so she has to get up early, and she goes to bed, and I tuck her in every night. It's nice and romantic. But while she's getting ready for bed, I go in my office where I have all my Transformers, and I'll just kind of stare at them and be like, well, this one hasn't been transformed in a while, and I'll transform them. And that was the case tonight. I just went in there and I transformed Ramjet and Acid Storm, just because those are the two newest ones, and I've been playing with those ones. And I can't really say that I decorate them, because I'm only allowed to keep them at my office at work, and in my office upstairs, where, I mean, it's nobody really can see them. That's where my girlfriend has said that I'm allowed to put them. So I don't really play, and I don't really decorate with them. They're just there, I guess. I don't know. Next question is, do you get a new one just for something to review? And I'll be totally honest, there was a time where I did, and I enjoyed it. And I can understand, now this goes to a lot of like the exclusive wars, as it's been dubbed, which is kind of interesting that we're dubbing things like that. But there was, I don't know, do I get a new one just to review it? I used to. I really did. There was a time where it was actually kind of exciting to get something before anybody else and get all the attention that came along with it. I don't think I do that anymore. I haven't done it in a while, but the fact is, a lot of people do still do it, and there's a couple, but and some do, good reviews on them. I would assume so, but I don't think I get. I'm not going to get any now to just review them. I can't even tell you the last one that I did. I don't know. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm rambling right now. But it's really important that people enjoy what they do with their hobbies and such. And I have some that are coming up that I'm planning on getting. I'm planning on getting Titanium Scourge, which nobody really cares about that I know, but it's something that I like. It's something that's nice and something that I want to get to just go along with my collection, to add to it. I don't get figures to just review them. Reviewing is a bonus of getting the figures. Not the other way around, I guess. I don't review them because I got them. People seem to like my reviews. I really don't know why. I'm kind of a goofball that does this when he has some free time, and I enjoy it. It is a hobby of mine, so I don't know. But no, I don't get a figure just to review it. The next question. The next question. Are you collecting to complete a collection, or are you always going to add to it? And that is m- my collection will probably never be complete for the simple fact that there are some figures that I will never get. For example, the Transformers Universe Classic 2.0 Blaster. I'm not going to get it. I don't like the look of the figure. There's some figures that I don't like the look of, so I won't be getting it. There's a lot of Armada or Energon or whatever repaints that are coming out, and I personally don't like those figures, so I probably won't be getting them. I don't. There's a lot of people that have complained about some people, like Sean. Um, People have complained about Sean's reviews because he never has anything bad to say about them. And to a degree, I agree with the way Sean is on this, because why would you want, if you see a figure and you know going in that it's a bad figure, why would you waste money to buy it? You don't have to. I mean, I guess as reviewers, we would buy it to review it and say it's a piece of crap. But then what would you do with the figure? I mean, it's kind of a waste. That's a real waste of money, if you ask me. So there's a lot of figures that I personally do not like that I will not get. So I won't ever really have a completed collection. Now, there are some figures, I mean, I like getting all the new molds. For example, the Prowls, the Sunstreakers, even though they have repaints of them, those are new creative molds that I do like. So I will probably, I mean, I'll complete it as much as possible, but I'm always going to be adding to it. I'm probably not going to stop. So if new ones come out, I'll probably get them. Now, when the new movie line comes out, that's going to cause a real conflict with me, because I don't like getting repaints of the same figure. But now what happens if they come out with this kick-ass killer new leader Optimus Prime figure that completely blows the one away from the first movie? Then what do I do? So I don't know. We'll find out, and hopefully it'll be pretty exciting. But see what the next question is. Okay, the next question is, do I ever think I'll stop collecting? And that's kind of going to be up to my girlfriend. She kind of gets annoyed with it, but ever since becoming a YouTube partner, it's different, because now we actually get paid to do this to some degree. So maybe if I show my girlfriend that I'm actually monetarily supporting my hobby, like if I use the money that I get from YouTube to buy the Transformers, maybe she won't be as upset with that. I don't know. But I don't think I would ever want to stop collecting. There is, but you never know. For example, I mean, I have 2 boxes of comic books in my garage. Comic books from the time where there was the death and rebirth of Superman. When Batman had his back broken, when Wolverine had his adamantium ripped out his body. Comics around then, major events in comic book history, I suppose you would say, way back when, a good 15 years ago, or whatever the case may be. I have 2 boxes of comic books in my garage that just sit there and don't do anything. And I've actually recently been thinking, maybe I should sell those, because they're pointless to sit there, and maybe they can give somebody else entertainment. So I don't know. Maybe when I'm 60, I'll stop collecting. But I don't see it happening anytime soon. It's a hobby. People just don't stop collecting coins. I don't know. But next question is. Okay, now this one talks about do you collect something for the value of it, and do you think you're going to sell it? I don't collect anything for the value of them. The toys now, and I can't remember who mentioned this, but because I've seen so many of these, but they mentioned something, and I have to completely agree with it. The reason why Generation 1 toys are so valuable right now is because they produced enough. But nowadays, they're producing retarded amounts of these figures, to the point where they probably end up in some landfill somewhere and melted down or something. I don't know. But the figures themselves nowadays aren't going to be worth that much, so I can't really anticipate myself making a lot of money off of buying a, you know, a classic Silver Streak or something of that nature. Um, there are some figures that I probably have that have very much sentimental value that I can't replace. Skylinks would be one of them, just because he was in my past, in my history. Uh, I'd probably say the most valuable one that I have right now would probably be, and I haven't even gotten it yet, I'll get it later on today, is my City Commander set, the Ultra Magnus upgrade. That's just because it's so very limited. I think I think I read somewhere that they only produce 2,000 of them, so there's only 2,000 people in the world that are going to have this, and I'm one of them. So I'm extremely excited about that. So the value of that probably is pretty high. And I know that the upgrade thing for Cliffjumper, Classics Cliffjumper, is really expensive right now on eBay aftermarket and stuff. So that's probably the most valuable thing that I'm going to have in my collection. Now I have a couple G1 figures, and I'm not a G1 fan. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I do not like G1 because the figures just don't appeal to me. They're blocky, they don't move. The only G1 figures that I have are the Wheeljack. I've got 3 Dinobots, Sludge, Slag, and Snarl, the original G1 Dinobots, and I now have Ultra Magnus coming to me. So, excuse me. I mean, I'm not a big fan of them. They have nostalgic value, and the only reason why I like getting G1 figures, I have to have some kind of motivation to get a G1 figure. Wheeljack's my favorite character, so that was natural for me to get a Wheeljack, even though Sean actually got him for me, which I still thank you for that, Sean. I don't consider Skylinks G1 because he was an Encore figure. The Dinobots, I just always liked the Dinobots, and Ultra Magnus, I'm only getting him because the shoulder cannons will fit perfectly on the new City Commander Ultra Magnus set. So there was a motivating force. I still wanted the Ultra Magnus, but I never was motivated to get him. Now there's a motivation, so that's why I picked up him. Other than that, that's about it. So no valuable things, but this was me, guys. I can't think of really anything else. I know this is a long video, so I apologize for rambling this long, but thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned. I don't know what I have planned, but whatever, guys. I'll talk to you later.